So I'm at an age where all my friends are either married or engaged. And, you know, whenever somebody goes through a breakup, everyone's like, oh, just work on yourself, like focus on yourself. I'm very satisfied with my life, like without a man. That doesn't mean that I don't desire or want romantic companionship. And it's okay to want that. Like, it's okay to like that's like a basic human need. And you can be perfectly happy with your life without those things, but still want that and desire that. Like, I'm at an age where all of my friends are married or engaged, and they all have a default person.
What in God's holy name are you blathering about?
Well, that's your problem right there, sister. I mean, you could have had yourself a romantic connection at any time in your life. I mean, trust me, there were tons of good guys out there. But you know what your problem is? No, it's not your fleeting looks or your obvious lack of a personality or your crippling need to endlessly complain about anything on social media. No, it's just the fact that you're not that great of a person. I mean, it's all in the language that you're using there, sweetheart. You have just referred to a potential boyfriend as a default person, which is not only dehumanizing, it's also soulless and kind of insulting. By using a term like default, you're implying that's just a person assigned to you thanks to a lack of any other alternative, which isn't a romantic relationship. That sounds more like settling for less because you're desperately lonely and obviously envious of all of your friends who haven't screwed up their lives as spectacularly as you have. And you only have yourself to blame for that, woman. You can't look at men as default people and expect them to line up to be with you, because nobody deserves that factory setting in their lives. It's riddled with too many bugs and features that are still clearly bugs.
And it was really nice to have that. It was really, really nice to like have someone to just do like mundane everyday things with, like go to the grocery store, just go for a walk, watch a movie, play with my dog, just like little things, like come over and let's cook dinner. Like, that was really, really nice. And I can like be satisfied with my life and still miss that and still want that, and that is okay. But yeah, it's like, it's really hard, like when you're at a point in your life where everyone has their default person and like you don't.
Oh, for you!
Wait, hold up. Let me get this straight here. So you had a person and you threw it all away and now you're butthurt that you're not getting another chance? Woman, what makes you think you're entitled to that? You're a modern woman, and the fact that you were able to experience this even once is nothing short of a freaking miracle. Now, I don't know about anyone else, but I've only looked at you for about 90 seconds and I still can't figure out how in the hell I was even able to stomach you. And it seemed to me like most men feel the same way, because here you sit, openly bitching that men aren't giving you a chance. But why in the hell should they? You can't even refer to us as men. You say default person, which is one of the coldest and most sterile things you can say to a dude. And that's why you're single. You're not warm, you're not friendly, and you piss away opportunities just thinking there's gonna be more waiting for you around the corner. Well, that ain't happening, sister, and it sucks to be you. Because it looks like your default setting is to remain single for the rest of your life.
Good, but I would say it's horrible yet terrible. Ugly yet disgusting. You suck.
A woman who is a 9 out of 10 is now a 7 out of 10. And a man who is a 6 out of 10 is now an 11 out of 10. So my man being a 10 out of 10 makes him a 20 out of 10, which then makes people go ballistic. My fiance is a model, and every single time I post a video with him, I get comments about how he mogs me to oblivion and a psychological analysis on why I would pick him and why he would pick me. Just like really weird things. It got me thinking, like, damn, people really don't see attractive men often. We see more attractive women on a day-to-day basis. That number is also still climbing because of how much society pressures us to look good. So there is like more and more things that help women achieve this, that, and the third to become more conventionally attractive.
Ooh, scary.
Alright, woman, you're kind of confusing me here. I mean, I was always under the impression that a mog was a proper noun and not a verb. I mean, you know mogs, I mean, they're better than bad, they're good. Those cute little fluffy winged creatures who have more or less been the mascot for the Final Fantasy franchise for the last 30 plus years. I mean, they're totally nerfed now, but back in the Final Fantasy VI days, they were total badasses. They could do a little dance, and the next thing you know, you got half-done boulders falling on an enemy's head. Now, I did have to look this up, and apparently Mog means to outshine or surpass someone, and sister, I gotta tell you, the internet's right on the money with this one. I mean, you said it yourself. You pretty much said that the only reason why your fiance is so hot is because hot women are devalued, which implies artificial inflation, which means you're trying to low-key take credit for his attractiveness, which is just kind of a balls move to begin with. But when you add that you're also trying to blame society for your already fleeting looks, we can already tell that you're not even worth half of a Moogle from the Final Fantasy VII Rebirth minigame, and when you're more useless than those bastards, then that is saying something, sister.
Because being beautiful is no longer novelty for women, and it's expected of women, when you see a man who is attractive, all hell breaks loose. People do not know how to act around my man. Like, for me, one of the reasons I actually related to him was because he could relate to my experiences as a woman being objectified by men, being treated a certain way by society. So I found that really interesting. Men are so feral. They don't just react to a beautiful woman, they react to beautiful men. That's racist! Funniest part is that it's the men who are commenting about him mogging me to oblivion. It's just really interesting to see these reactions. I'm like, all right, noted.
I must have missed 60 minutes. What are you saying?
Well, I hate to break it to you, sister, but those guys are totally right. I mean, your fiance has pretty much surpassed you in every single way, and that's not based on his looks, but rather your attitude. See if you can keep up with me. Men aren't feral to the point where they're talking about dudes' attractiveness. That is not a thing. You just conjured that up in that empty skull of yours to try and mask your insecurity. Now, society hasn't forced you to do jack squat. If that was the case, then we would have been forcing Lizzo to go on a diet and hit the gym for the last decade and a half. But I digress. The pressure of attractiveness has always been on men. Men are not only expected to be rich, emotionally intelligent, and willing to blindly spend their money on an ungrateful broad who isn't even worth a wooden nickel, but he also has to be jacked while doing it. And if he falters in any one of those categories, he's immediately thrown into the creeper category. We know this because dim-witted broads like you can't help yourselves. So you'll tell us to level up and then you'll maybe consider us, but we don't want to do that for you because you're simply not worth it, sweetheart. Because even if we don't level up, you're still beneath us.
That's funny because it's so true.
Oh, the birth rate is declining in America. Yeah, no shit. Because as a server, I get so many couples coming in with their husbands, and some of them will even, the wives will be pregnant, and the way that their husbands look at me, I don't even blame the woman for the dirty looks. I mean, I just avoid all eye contact, but you can feel when someone is looking at you in a nasty way, and like, I just feel so terrible and embarrassed for those men. And it's just a scary thought. Like, oh, you're gonna get pregnant, and oh, thank you for having my children. Oh wait, no, I'm gonna go stare at women in front of you out in public. Like, how awful of a person can you be? How terrible. You disgust me.
You don't know what words mean, do you?
Hang on, I'm kind of confused here. You start this whole diatribe about how all men are responsible for the declining birth rates, and your evidence is pointing to a guy who's looking at you in front of his pregnant wife? I mean, I guess it could be one thing if he was hitting on you and she wasn't pregnant, or if he touched you inappropriately, but the wife was pregnant. She's literally giving birth to his child. That has nothing to do with declining birth rates and everything to do with your blatant hatred of men. It's as clear as day, woman. You assume this guy was lustfully looking at you, which you can't even prove because you claim it was all based on a feeling. What does this have to do with birth rates? And how can you blame us for the birth rates when you despise us because one dude looked at you? I mean, if this guy was being creepy, I mean, sure, I get it. Is it disconcerting? Sure. Annoying? Yeah, I'll give you that one. But come on, sister. Unless this dude was touching you or even saying anything inappropriate to you, then you just have to accept that it comes with the territory. Just like you blaming us for all of society's woes. We just accept it and move on. Because what choice do we have? Breed with you? Well, sorry, sister, that just ain't happening. No child deserves to go through that kind of torture.
Okay, God, let me have it.
I heard a girl the other day say it's gonna be hard for her to find a boyfriend because like she's a lot and like not everyone can handle her. And I fear that's literally the whole point. If you were for everyone and compatible with everyone, then dating wouldn't be this difficult. I was single for 10 years and I'm a lot. People have always said I'm a lot. And they always told me that I needed someone who could handle me, as if that was a bad thing. So basically it was always kind of reframed in a way that I had to be less myself, and that never made sense to me. I was like, okay, if I have to be myself forever, because unfortunately, like, I'm stuck with this personality, this is who I am, how am I gonna meet someone and like tone myself down and then not be myself? Like, does that not defeat the purpose? Although I overall had a very good mentality and I am naturally a very confident person, I'd be lying to you if I said those type of comments didn't get to me. And between you and I wasn't myself with pretty much anyone I ever dated.
That's not my problem. It's yours.
You know, the more I hear about modern women prattle on about being themselves and finding themselves and all this other psychological gibberish, the more I'm convinced that these women have no sense of identity outside of how they look and what reality shows they choose to have parasocial relationships with. And this is made all the worse when modern women refuse to work on themselves in any way, while also expecting men to completely change who they are to accommodate a woman whose sole personality trait is makeup and endless entitlement. I mean, you're proving it right now. You make it seem like toning down your attitude and maybe not planning your wedding floral arrangements when some hot guy looks at you crooked is somehow asking too much, especially when you're average looking as a bridesmaid. You have no business making demands of us, woman. Now, if you don't want to do any work on yourself or adapt to the life of a man, then have at it. Just don't be surprised when the vast majority of men get disgusted with you because, well, let's just face it, you have absolutely nothing that a man wants, but you're demanding everything of him. And that's a bold move, but it's stupid, entitled, and has no chance of working, but, you know, bold.
Because I let that get to me on such a subconscious level that I just didn't know how to be myself fully. Some people that saw like enough of me, but then I also feel like I would try to like play some type of part around them, which was silly. But the point is, being myself mattered. The first night that I met my boyfriend, I was forced to be 100% myself, which was not the most natural thing for me when I was meeting guys, but it's what happened. And thankfully, that means I'm with someone who doesn't think I'm too much. My friends think he's on crack for saying that, but he has described me as chill on several occasions.
Liar! Liar! Liar!
And he embraces all those parts of me that people kind of judge, and I embrace the parts of him that people might judge too. It's not only women who can be too much, by the way. So anyways, that's just my 2 cents. If you're struggling to find someone who is compatible with you and fits you because people keep telling you that you're too much, that's a good thing. Just saying. Okay, see you later.
Alright, woman, I'm gonna give you the benefit of the doubt and just assume you've been seeing this guy for more than 6 months. But you do realize that when he calls you a chill girl, it's because you set him up with the fat woman question. You see, he calls you chill because if he tells you anything else, you're gonna cause an obscene amount of drama. And that's because you are too much. We all know this because you couldn't pass up an opportunity to smack talk him by saying that he could be too much in an incredibly passive-aggressive way. And you're already setting up minefields for him because you know, just as much as we all do, that you are so insecure that the mere idea of you having to do some work on yourself to be less of a raging psycho is just too much to bear. You're also bragging that you have a boyfriend, which is not only in bad taste, but also living proof that you're not going to be able to keep him. And you refuse to do any work on yourself, so we are expecting him to change for you. And you air out your dirty laundry on TikTok all because you can't stop feeling sorry for yourself. So you know what? I'm gonna take it back. You're not bold. You're not even mild. You're somehow bland and extremely bitter at the same time. But you are most certainly not bold, sweetheart.
Is it bold? It's not that bold. It's not? No. It's not bold? Decidedly unbold. Hey, what's the deal with this stuff not being bold?
So a lot of people were asking how I got a man's number last night, and my best friend Liza is also intrigued because I'm so weird and awkward, but I did get a man's number. Yay! Anyways, here's how I did it. So, full disclosure, the guy was a friend of a friend of a friend of a friend. So I had met him like once before while I was dating my very toxic ex, and they had the same name. So I remember meeting him like 3 years ago and thinking, oh, that's another very attractive man with the same name. Anyways, he comes out last night and there was kind of one seat left. So he's sitting across from me, or maybe he did it intentionally, I don't know. And we just start talking and I just badger him with questions. But here's the thing, guys, at least for me, here's how you will know I'm interested in you. If I ask about your family, you know I'm interested in you. So I started asking that.
Congratulations!
Yeah, nope, sorry, I'm not buying it, sister. How can it be that you got some dude's phone number in less than 24 hours, and yet you've had a whole bunch of people asking you how you did it? Nobody asked you that question, darling, and that's because nobody cares. I mean, you got some dude's phone number. Whoopity-doo, you got boobs and a salty scum bucket of infinite regrets. You could walk up to any dude, chat him up for 2 minutes, and get one. That's not an accomplishment, and you're making your point even more moot by flapping those diseased gums of yours, sister. You're bragging about getting a phone number and then telling everyone on the internet how to know if you're interested in them, even when nobody asked, thereby disregarding one of the biggest flexes that you're trying to put on the internet. So by posting this video, you just rendered the biggest win of your life to be completely worthless. Seriously, we don't care if you're interested in us because you're acting like you deserve a trophy for doing something that people have been doing since Alexander Graham Bell used the thing to score himself some poontang. And we're talking about 19th century poontang here. And that was back when it was worth running the risk of contracting syphilis.
Well, I don't know how long we talked. The drinks were flowing. It was a good vibe. We had a lot of friends with us. And my friends and I want to go leave somewhere else. He was going to go home and let his dog out. This is where I have no game. Zero game. I was walking away and I just run back up to him and I handed him my phone and said, here, put your number in. So I don't know that that's like the best way to get a guy's number, but that's how I did it and it worked and he texted me. Liza here, she's a really good wing woman and she's gonna start filming me if I flirt with more guys. So she'll get more of the inside
Incognito.
Incognito of me flirting with boys. Cause it's FOE Flirt Fun. We're just gonna keep it going because flirting's really fun. I love to flirt.
It's the best.
It's so awkward.
Cool.
So are you trying to brag about getting a dude's phone number, which is one of the easiest things a woman can do? Or are you trying to document your flirtations by having your girl bestie shove a camera in some dude's face as you make a situation more awkward than it has to be? I mean, sister, this woman is not your friend. She's going to do everything in her power to sabotage you, and you don't need any more help in that department. You've got the bets covered with this mess of yours. You've already decided that it's more important to flirt with random dudes than it is to focus on the one guy who's interested in you to see if things work out. Not only is that foolish, it also shows that you're kind of stupid. I mean, think about it. You're talking about this on the entire internet, which means you have no problem telling the entire planet about your intentions, except that one guy. And once he sees this video, he's gonna see that you used him just to make you feel better about yourself. And that's incredibly insulting. But what do you expect from a woman who's so socially inept that she thinks getting a dude's phone number makes her worthy of a participation trophy? Well, that ain't happening, sister. If you want a trophy, then you're actually going to have to accomplish something, and you can't even do that without screwing it up. I just want to take a second to say thank you to the fine members of the Bounty Board over on Patreon. If there was ever a group of folks who were worthy of some epic-looking bowling trophies, then the buck stops with these guys with every single strike. All hail! And if you're interested in supporting the channel, check out the Bounty Board over on Patreon, where I got almost 100 videos worth of exclusive content that you're not going to find on YouTube for the low price of $5 a month. The link is in the pinned comment down below if you want to check it out. And that's going to do it for today's video, gentlemen and gents. And as always, if you find that my particular brand of comedy is bringing you to the brink of laughter, then why don't you scroll on down and click that like and subscribe button. Ring the notification bell, leave a couple of comments, and be sure to share this video so we can give the good old-fashioned middle finger to the YouTube algorithm. Thank you once again for checking out the new video, gentlemen and gents, and until next time, peace out, homies.